Hey everyone!
Welcome to another episode of the Radium Girls. I'm Valerie.
And I'm Sarah.
Today we have some new mics.
We do! How do we sound?
Yeah. We're hiding them, but we
Yeah.
got a new little setup right now, and I'm excited.
You can see the tip of mine if you're watching on
mine's in my
our
lap.
YouTube. Yeah. I mean, mine's in my lap too, but I'm taller.
True.
Right? Yeah. Well, not right. Not being taller, just like that. That would make sense, right?
It makes sense. But we're excited.
Super excited.
Yeah.
Like, super excited. We've been waiting on this.
Yes, we've been needing this. So hopefully everything sounds great.
Yep.
And today we have our episode on the Sodder children. I don't think I've ever heard this story. And so you want to get started?
Yeah, let's just dive right in.
Let's go.
And I do want to apologize to you guys. I'm very congested. Just getting over some allergies. The pollen has hit. Texas weather can't make up its mind. It's storming tonight, so if you hear thunder, and I was about to say or lightning, but if you hear any thunder in the background, well, number one, you're welcome because we have great mics now. And number two, sorry.
Yes.
So
put you to sleep.
Huh?
Put you to sleep.
Yes. Okay. For nearly 4 decades, anyone driving down Route 16 near Fayetteville, West Virginia, could see a billboard bearing the grainy images of 5 children, all dark-haired and solemn-eyed, their names and ages: Maurice, who was 14, Martha, 12, Louis, 9, Jenny, 8, Betty, 5, stenciled beneath, along with speculation about what happened to them. Fayetteville was and is a small town with a main street that doesn't run longer than 100 yards, and rumors always played a larger role in the case than evidence. No one even agreed on whether the children were dead or alive. What everyone knew for certain was this: on the night before Christmas 1945, George and Jenny Sodder and 9 of their 10 children went to sleep. One son was away in the Army. Around 1 a.m., a fire had broke out. George and Jenny and 4 of their children escaped, but the other 5 were never seen again. George had tried to save them, breaking a window to re-enter the house, slicing a swath of skin from his arm. He could see nothing through the smoke and fire which had swept through all the downstairs rooms, living and dining room, kitchen, office, and his and Jenny's bedroom. He took frantic stock of what he knew. 2-year-old Sylvia, whose crib was in their bedroom, was safe outside, as was 17-year-old Marion and 2 sons, 23-year-old John and 16-year-old George Jr., who had fled the upstairs bedroom they shared, singeing their hair on the way out. He figured Maurice, Martha, Louis, Jenny, and Betty still had to be up there, cowering in 2 bedrooms on either end of the hallway, separated by a staircase that was now engulfed in flames.
He raced back outside, hoping to reach them through the upstairs windows, but the ladder he always kept propped against the house was strangely missing. An idea struck. He would drive one of his 2 coal trucks up to the house and climb on top of it to reach the windows. But even though they'd functioned perfectly the day before, neither would start now. He ransacked his mind for another option. He tried to scoop water from a rain barrel, but found it frozen solid. 5 of his children were stuck somewhere inside those great whipping ropes of smoke. He didn't notice that his arm was slick with blood, or that his voice was hoarse from screaming their names. Oh, this guy is not having a good day.
No, this family.
This whole family. Everything going wrong. His daughter Marion sprinted to a neighbor's home to call the Fayetteville Fire Department, but couldn't get any Oh, God.
That's how our night's going.
But couldn't get any operator response. What the heck? Is that like...
I mean, we're in 1945. So.
Oh.
And it's Christmas Eve.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Totally forgot about this.
Yeah.
A neighbor who saw the blaze made a call from a nearby tavern, but again, no operator responded. Exasperated, the neighbor drove into town and tracked down Fire Chief F.J. Morris, who initiated Fayetteville's version of a fire alarm, a phone tree system whereby one firefighter phoned another who phoned another.
Oh.
Nice. The fire department was only 2.5 miles away, but the crew didn't arrive until 8 a.m. By that point, the Sodders' home had been reduced to a smoking pile of ash.
That's sad.
That is sad. Dang. Ugh, what? Scary thing about like 2-story homes.
Yeah. And I've always wanted one.
I know. They're nice. I'm like, ugh. They're like, jump, I'll catch you.
I'll catch you.
Something, I don't know.
I'd rather suffer a few broken bones than burn to death.
Like, maybe always have a trampoline so you can like pull it to the window. Be like, jump.
So somebody else could pull it? Because what if nobody's outside to be able to do that?
Well, he was outside trying to get his kids.
Yeah.
So, like, if you were outside trying to get your kid, pull the trampoline or something.
Yeah.
Jump.
No, I wouldn't even do that. I'd probably try to catch him before I'd think to do that. But yeah. Yeah, that's sad. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that he was yelling and his voice was hoarse, so they weren't coming. He had to try to go get them.
Yeah.
Which that's what he was trying to do.
Gosh.
Yeah. George and Ginny assumed that 5 of their children were dead, but a brief search of the grounds on Christmas Day turned up no trace of remains. Mm-hmm. Chief Morris suggested that the blaze had been hot enough to completely cremate the bodies. A state police inspector combed the rubble and attributed the fire to faulty wiring. I mean, that makes sense. George covered the basement with 5 feet of dirt, intending to preserve the site as a memorial. The coroner's office issued 5 death certificates just before the new year, attributing the causes to fire or suffocation. But the Sodders had begun to wonder if their children were still alive.
Wow.
George Sodder was born Giorgio Soddu in Tula, Sardinia in 1895 and immigrated to the United States in 1908 when he was 13. An older brother who had accompanied him to Ellis Island immediately returned to Italy, leaving George on his own.
Dang.
Yeah. He found work on the Pennsylvania railroads, carrying water and supplies to the laborers, and after a few short years, moved to Smithers, West Virginia. Smart and ambitious, he first worked as a driver and then launched his own trucking company, hauling dirt for construction and later freight and coal. One day, he walked into a local store called the Music Box and met the owner's daughter, Ginny Cipriani, who had come over from Italy when she was 3.
They married and had 10 children between 1923 and 1943.
Dang, that's like
a year, right?
That's 20 years. That's
Dang.
Like every 2 years, literally every 2 years, a kid, right? Yeah, 20 years.
Get off her.
Damn, can you imagine? That's like being pregnant for 10 straight years.
Oh my God,
that's insane.
I'd be like, who even am I? Yeah. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
And settled in Fayetteville, West Virginia, an Appalachian town with a small but active Italian immigrant community. The Sodders were, said one county's magistrate, one of the most respected middle-class families around. George held strong opinions about everything from business to current events and politics, but was, for some reason, reserved to talk about his youth. He never explained what had happened back in Italy to make him want to leave.
Or make his brother, leave him there.
Yeah, but then he immediately went back.
His brother.
Oh, wait, who went back?
His brother went back. What do you mean?
You said leave from there, but then he went back as soon as he got to the U.S.
What did I say?
His brother leave too?
Leave him there.
Oh, okay.
Leave him here.
Okay.
Yeah. It's almost like his brother accompanied him just on the journey here to make sure that you're here, you stay. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The Sodders planted flowers across the space where their house had stood and began to stitch together a series of odd moments leading up to the fire. There was a stranger who appeared at the home a few months earlier, back in the fall, asking about hauling work. He meandered to the back of the house, pointed to 2 separate fuse boxes, and said, "This is going to cause a fire someday." Strange, George thought, especially since he had just had the wiring checked by the local power company, which pronounced it in fine condition. Around the same time, another man tried to sell the family life insurance and became irate when George declined. "Your goddamn house is going up in smoke," he warned, "and your children are going to be destroyed. You are going to be paid for the dirty remarks you have been making about Mussolini." Who's Mussolini? You could look that up.
Huh?
Sorry, you gonna look that up?
It had a link on it, so I was wondering.
So George been talking smack.
Mussolini was the founder of fascism and leader of Italy.
Oh.
He allied Italy with Nazi Germany.
Oh, and he's in a little Italian community, so...
Mm-hmm.
Boy. These are those, mob people.
Mafia.
What are they called?
The mafia.
Yeah, the mafia. George was indeed outspoken about his oh, look, it says right there. About his dislike for the Italian dictator, occasionally engaging in heated arguments with other members of Fayetteville's Italian community, and at the time, didn't take the man's threats seriously. The older Sodder sons also recalled something peculiar. Just before Christmas, they noticed a man parked along U.S. Highway 21, intently watching the younger kids as they came home from school.
Yeah, that's creepy.
This is getting a little fishy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dang. You can't be opinionated.
Mm-mm.
Not with 10 children. Gonna take half of them.
They did. Possibly.
Yeah.
Around 12:30 Christmas morning, after the children had opened a few presents and everyone had gone to sleep, the shrill ring of the telephone broke the quiet. Jenny rushed to answer it. An unfamiliar female voice asked for an unfamiliar name. There was raucous laughter and glasses clinking in the background. Jenny said, "You have the wrong number," and hung up. Tiptoeing back to bed, she noticed that all of the downstairs lights were still on and the curtains open. The front door was unlocked. She saw Marion asleep on the sofa in the living room and assumed that the other kids were upstairs in bed. She turned out the lights, closed the curtains, locked the front door, and returned to her room. She had just begun to doze when she heard one sharp, loud bang on the roof, and then a rolling noise. A loud... What?
What?
Did you say something?
Oh, no, it's a...
An hour later, she was roused once again, this time by heavy smoke curling into her room.
Oh. So there was a loud
That's her
bang.
first son, John. Huh?
Oh. So there's a loud bang
Mm-hmm.
and a rolling noise.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Jenny couldn't understand how 5 children could perish in a fire and leave no bones, no flesh, no nothing. She conducted a private experiment, burning animal bones, chicken bones, beef joints, pork chop bones to see if the fire consumed them. Each time she was left with a heap of charred bones. She knew that remnants of various household appliances had been found in the burned-out basement, still identifiable. An employee at a crematorium informed her that bones remain after bodies are burned for 2 hours at 2,000 degrees.
Yeah.
Their house was destroyed in 45 minutes.
I feel like they would still be able to find them, too.
The collection of odd moments grew. A telephone repairman told the Sodders that their lines appeared to have been cut, not burned. Spooky. They realized that if the fire had been electrical, the result of faulty wiring, as the official report stated, then the power would have been dead. So how do you explain the lighted downstairs rooms? I don't know that that's true. I mean, the faulty wiring part, no.
Yeah, it doesn't have to do anything downstairs.
With downstairs, like they could have been on separate circuits. Like,
yeah.
Unless back then I don't know anything about electric, but maybe in the 40s it was literally on one.
Yeah.
But didn't they say earlier there was 2?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think that has anything to do.
Yeah, so I don't know about that. A witness came forward claiming he saw a man at the fire scene taking a block and tackle used for removing car engines. Could he be the reason George's trucks refused to start? One day while the family was visiting the site, Sylvia found a hard rubber object in the yard. Jenny recalled hearing the hard thud on the roof, the rolling sound. George concluded it was a napalm pineapple bomb of the type used in warfare.
Dang. I was like, dang, someone threw a grenade on their house.
Well, I was thinking, like, like in the movies, they have the bottle of alcohol and they put the cloth in it, and then huh?
Molotov?
I don't know. I don't know what they're called. But that's like what I was thinking. But then if that were the case, if it was glass, it probably would have broke. Unless it was like a thick glass. Yeah. Then maybe not. But I was thinking, pew, and then...
It might not have. You okay?
I burped.
Oh. I don't know. It might not have broke. Maybe. Then came the reports of sightings. A woman claimed to have seen the missing children peering from a passenger car while the fire was in progress. Ooh. A woman operating a tourist stop between Fayetteville and Charleston, some 50 miles west, said she saw the children the morning after the fire. I served them breakfast, she told police. There was a car with Florida license plates at the tourist court, too.
Oh, interesting. It just got interesting. Well, it's been interesting, but...
A woman at a Charleston hotel saw the children's photos in a newspaper and said she had seen 4 of the 5 a week after the fire. Ooh. The children were accompanied by 2 women and 2 men of all of Italian extraction, she said in a statement. I do not remember the exact date, however, the entire party did register at the hotel and stayed in a large room with several beds. Dang. They registered about midnight. Wow. I tried to talk to the children in a friendly manner, but the men appeared hostile and refused to allow me to talk to these children. One of the men looked at me in a hostile manner. He turned around and began talking rapidly in Italian. Immediately, the whole party stopped talking to me. I sensed that I was being frozen out, and so I said nothing more. They left early the next morning.
Interesting.
Dang. How are they going to take the children?
They warned them.
Over that, though? Dang.
They're Nazis. God. They're supporting the Nazis.
What's they do with the children? Like trafficking?
No, because they're punishing George for talking bad about that dictator.
So they just take him?
They're punishing him, yeah.
Kill him?
I don't know.
In 1947, George and Jenny sent a letter about the case to the FBI and received a reply from J. Edgar Hoover. Although I would like to be of service, the matter related appears to be of local character and does not come within the investigative jurisdiction of this bureau. Mm. Hoover's agents said they would assist if they could get permission from the local authorities, but the Fayetteville Police and Fire Departments declined the offer.
Wow.
So they in on it?
Were they in on it? Maybe. The locals? Maybe.
Yeah. Next, the Sodders turned to a private investigator named C.C. Tinsley, who discovered that the insurance salesman who had threatened George was a member of the coroner's jury that deemed the fire accidental. Oh. Wow. Mm-hmm. He also heard a curious story from a Fayetteville minister about F.J. Morris, the fire chief. Although Morris had claimed no remains were found, he supposedly confided that he discovered a heart in the ashes. What? He hid it inside a dynamite box and buried it at the scene. What? That sounds crazy.
That's why just the heart? That doesn't make any sense.
I feel like the heart would be the one thing that would go.
Well, because if all the other organs have gone, then the heart's gone too.
There. Yeah.
Like, why would you not have found a rib cage in there? It's like, unless that heart was placed after the fact, like somebody is like,
that's weird.
I don't know. That's weird.
Far-fetched.
That's very far-fetched. Yeah. That's reaching.
Mm-hmm. You're not just making stuff up now.
Tinsley persuaded Morris to show them the spot. Together, they dug up the box and took it straight to a local funeral director who poked and prodded the heart and concluded it was beef liver untouched by the fire.
What?
That's weird.
Did it just follow the fridge or something.
Right.
And he's like, oh, like a heart.
But how did that happen and it be untouched?
I don't know.
That's weird. Soon afterward, the Sodders heard rumors that the fire chief had told others that the contents of the box had not been found in the fire at all, that he had buried the beef liver in the rubble in the hope that finding any remains would please the family enough to stop the investigation. Over the next few years, the tips and leads continued to come. George saw a newspaper photo of school children in New York City and was convinced that one of them was his daughter Betty. He drove to Manhattan in search of the child, but her parents refused to speak to him. In August 1949, the Sodders decided to mount a new search at the fire scene and brought in a Washington, D.C. pathologist named Oscar B. Hunter. The excavation was thorough, uncovering several small objects, damaged coins, a partly burned dictionary, and several shards of vertebrae.
Ooh.
What? Hunter sent the bones to Smithsonian Institution, which issued the following report. The human bones consist of 4 lumbar vertebrae belonging to one individual. Since the transverse recesses are fused, the age of this individual at death should have been 16 or 17 years. The top limit of age should be about 22, since the centra, which normally fuse at 23, are still unfused. On this basis, the bones show greater skeletal maturation than one would expect for a 14-year-old boy, the oldest of the missing Sodder children. It is, however, possible, although not probable, for a 14-and-a-half-year-old to show 16 to 17-year maturation.
Interesting.
That's really interesting. So somebody did die in there.
But who?
That's weird.
Yeah.
Didn't somebody say they saw 4 of the 5 children?
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember, was there, I don't remember, we just read this. We just read this.
What?
Did somebody say they saw all 5 of them?
I think it was just a 4 and 5, huh?
Claimed to see the missing children. That woman says that she saw the missing children, but maybe she only saw 4 of them. I served them breakfast. That one said she saw 4 of the 5.
I wonder if
I don't know.
they need to, like, run the bones today.
Ooh, and do DNA testing, because the other children are still alive. Or, well, we're still alive. Surely they're still alive.
Yeah, but see if they can, like, if they get the same.
Oh, like age?
Yeah, same. What is it? Conclusion? I don't know.
Yeah,
if
conclusion.
they come to the same conclusion about the bones, I don't know.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy. They need to. What if they still have them?
They need to do that and also do the DNA to see if it truly is a Sodder child.
Who is it?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Because he buried that, right? He buried it with dirt.
He
and they went under the dirt.
Yeah, they dug through the dirt.
It's crazy.
Right? They dug in the basement.
I think so.
But what if that dirt had these bones in it? Like, what if where he brought the dirt in from?
I was thinking, like, he would have seen them, but maybe not.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
I don't think necessarily.
Yeah.
If they're that young of a person, they're probably not that big of bones. The vertebrae aren't that big. But that makes me wonder if that came in from another, like if he got that dirt from somewhere else and put it there, did he kill somebody? Did they kill somebody?
Someone, I don't know. The vertebrae showed no evidence that they had been exposed to fire. Well,
there we go there.
The report said, and it is very strange, that no other bones were found in the allegedly careful evacuation of the basement of the house. So maybe they did come from the dirt, like somewhere else.
They had to have.
It's crazy. Noting that the house reportedly burned for only about half an hour or so, it said that one would expect to find full skeletons of the 5 children rather than only 4 vertebrae.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah.
And not even burned? What?
Right. There's just no way.
Yeah. The bones, the report concluded, were most likely in the supply of dirt George used to fill in the basement to create the memorial for his children.
There we go. It had to be from somewhere else.
Yeah, and then who killed that person? Who is that person?
Right, and who is it? Where did he get the dirt?
Yeah, where'd you get the dirt?
Was the dirt on this land? Is this excuse me. Was that there when they moved there?
Yeah.
Or did they possibly kill somebody?
Yeah.
Sus.
The Smithsonian report prompted 2 hearings at the Capitol in Charleston, after which Governor Oakey L. Patterson and State Police Superintendent W.E. Burchett told the Sodders their search was hopeless and declared the case closed. Undeterred, George and Jenny erected the billboard along Route 16 and passed out flyers offering a $5,000 reward for information leading to the recovery of their children. They soon increased the amount to $10,000. A letter arrived from a woman in St. Louis saying the oldest girl, Martha, was in a convent there. Another tip came from Texas, where a patron in a bar overheard an incriminating conversation about a long ago Christmas Eve fire in West Virginia. Someone in Florida claimed the children were staying with a distant relative of Jenny's. George traveled the country to investigate each lead, always returning home without any answers.
Damn,
that's sad.
Mm-hmm.
In 1968, more than 20 years after the fire, Jenny went to get the mail and found an envelope addressed only to her. It was postmarked in Kentucky but had no return address. Inside was a photo of a man in his mid-20s. On its flip side, a cryptic handwritten note read, "Louis Sodder, I love brother Frankie. Lil boys?
I guess.
Lil boys?" A90132 or 35. She and George...
Weird.
Huh?
That's weird.
That is weird. Lil boys.
And the number A90132?
Yeah, what is that? Or 35.
That's weird.
She and George couldn't deny the resemblance to their Louis, who was 9 at the time of the fire. Beyond the obvious similarities, dark curly hair, dark brown eyes, they had the same straight, strong nose, the same upward tilt of the left eyebrow. Once again, they hired a private detective and sent him to Kentucky. They never heard from him again. Dang!
Oh, damn.
That's rude.
Wait, from the private investigator or from the whoever sent that letter?
I'm thinking the private investigator.
I was thinking too.
I think he ghosted them. He took some money and ran.
I was about to say that.
It's cold.
That's, yeah.
Wow, this story's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
How did I never heard this story? That's crazy.
I know, it is crazy.
Yeah.
I guess because it's kind of an old story.
Yeah, but I feel like it's like a one that people might know.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
The Sodders feared that if they published the letter or the name of the town on the postmark, they might harm their son. Instead, they amended the billboard to include the updated image of Louis and hung an enlarged version over the fireplace. "Time is running out for us," George said in an interview, "but we only want to know. If they did die in the fire, we want to be convinced. Otherwise, we want to know what happened to them."
I'm not convinced.
Understand. Huh?
I'm not convinced.
Yeah, there's no way.
Mm-mm.
He died a year later in 1968, still hoping for a break in the case. But at least he knows now what happened. That's sad.
That's sad he said his time was running out.
Yeah, he knew he was getting older.
Yeah.
Jenny erected a fence around her property and began adding rooms to her home, building layer after layer between her and the outside. Since the fire, she had worn black exclusively as a sign of mourning and continued to do so until her own death in 1989. So she lived almost 20 years later, 19 years later, or 19 more years. The billboard finally came down. Her children and grandchildren continued the investigation and came up with theories of their own. The local mafia had tried to recruit him, and he declined. They tried to extort for money from him, and he refused. The children were kidnapped by someone they knew, someone who burst into the unlocked front door, told them about the fire, and offered to take them someplace safe. They may not have survived the night, If they had, and if they lived for decades, if it really was Lewis in that photograph, they failed to contact their parents only because they wanted to protect them. The youngest and last surviving Sodder child, Sylvia, is now 69 and doesn't believe her siblings perished in the fire. When time permits, she visits crime-sleuthing websites and engages with people still interested in her family's mystery. Her very first memories are of that night in 1945 when she was 2 years old. She will never forget the sight of her father bleeding or the terrible symphony of everyone's screams, and she is no closer now to understanding why.
That is one thing, though. Wait, didn't he hear them screaming?
I don't know.
That was him screaming.
He was screaming. The whole family was screaming, neighbors and all that, like all of them.
But if they were screaming,
I don't think they were in there. Like, they would have found some remains. There's just no way. They would have found some remains.
So how did the other children get out? Were they down? Oh, they were downstairs, huh?
They got him out.
Oh.
Well, the 2-year-old Sylvia, her crib was in their bedroom.
Oh, okay.
And the others fled the upstairs bedroom they were sharing. They shared. So they just made it out. So I don't know. I feel like if they were up there upstairs,
signs somehow, you know,
huh?
Maybe like at the window or something.
They would have heard the other four siblings running, or 3, 4.
Or like, why didn't they try to? Was it dark?
Get them. It was midnight. It was late in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Dark.
And maybe the power wasn't working. Upstairs anyway.
Upstairs anyway.
They said the light was downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there was like no signs of them upstairs and not even like the other siblings trying to get them, they probably weren't up there.
No. I feel like they would have heard like them screaming.
Yeah, them screaming or something from them. I feel like screaming, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely bones, too. And who was the other person y'all found? Dang, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't know what happened to them, but they weren't in that house.
No, they were definitely not.
No, I think you were talking too much shit, and it came back on you.
I think exactly that.
Gotta be careful, man. These people don't play. We're mafia people. That's crazy. And yeah, the suspicious people coming. You're like, why was he trying to get him to buy? Was that like a good thing he was trying to get him to buy like life insurance? Saying that his kids is gonna die?
That is really sus. Or just coincidental.
Because he was like irate that he didn't want to buy them and said the place was gonna like burn down. But that would be kind of a positive thing because you're getting money out of it. So I don't know. I mean, not like positive, but like kind of positive, you know? And then the other dude, what was the other dude? Talking about the wiring. But then the other person said the wiring was fine.
I don't know. They actually had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 kids.
Oh, wow.
One of them died either stillborn or just the same day.
Whew.
This is crazy.
Got busy. I don't know what to think of that story. That's crazy.
It is crazy.
What happened?
I don't know. I think they were kidnapped. At first, whenever we heard the bang and the rolling on the roof, I feel like maybe they were trying to bust the window and they missed it, like to get the kids down, but the ladder was missing that he normally keeps up against there. The trucks wouldn't start.
They were cut.
Phone lines were cut.
Yeah.
It's just all too sus.
Yeah.
I definitely think the children were taken.
Yeah, I could not rule that as like they burned there. That's just crazy. 5 of your kids.
Mm-hmm. I mean, damn. You have a lot of kids as it is.
But... And how do you take like 5 at a time? That's crazy too. 14,
like they said,
12,
it has to be somebody
10,
that they knew.
8, 6. Dang. Yeah. Maybe someone, like the mafia people, like paid them to go get them.
Or it's like, you keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. I bet somebody was like pretending to be their real good friends and, like.
Yeah. Or threatened. They got threatened to do it.
I don't know about that.
Do this or your family gets it.
What?
So do this or your family gets it.
Excuse me. I guess that could be possible.
Man, that's wild.
It is wild. What? I'm trying to see if there's been any like DNA updates or anything like that.
We need to update on the vertebrae.
That'd be crazy. Like, we have the technology now, so like, where's this vertebrae? What did they do with it?
Whose vertebrae? Who's missing a vertebrae?
I'm interested to see like where she was keeping this, like, but it did say like a little snippet from her daughter said that she always told her mom, Sylvia, always said she would keep the story alive because
they need to put that billboard back up, or did they? I thought they took it down after she died.
They what?
Well, no, it came down after she died.
The billboard came down after
she died.
The mom died.
Yeah,
Jenny, I think.
Did it go back up? I don't think so. They need to put that back up. Even though it's been so long, put it back up. And what about that mystery letter? I know people like are weird and try to like do weird stuff like that, but
that's true. So it could have been just some crazy person, but it's very weird that it had that like A number something,
but also had a picture,
whatever. Huh?
But also had that picture that looked like him.
Yeah, it kind of does, like, because his eyebrows are like, you look at that picture and then you look at.
They say it's the oldest one?
Picture. It's that top
Lewis.
right, Lewis.
Yeah. I can see there was a
like
note.
The shape of the brows.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you want to keep one picture up and I'll hold the other picture up. It kind of could.
I wish they were facing like the same angle.
I feel like it could have even possibly been this one.
I feel like it looks... Well, I don't know. The lips are different.
But you look at the jawline and how his jawline, like right here, the cheeks are kind of like...
Yeah.
That could be like...
But the ear looks different.
We could grow into the ears.
Yeah.
These eyebrows look more like those than this eyebrow. These eyebrows do. Like, because this one's all straight and then down, and this one's kind of up and then like that. And that's exactly how those are.
And I feel like his lips look more similar than his.
Uh-huh. And that little chin right there.
Yeah. I mean, I can see the
resemblance. Maybe they lived full life.
It's weird, though.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, it's crazy.
That is a crazy one. I don't know. What are y'all's theories?
Yeah, what do y'all think? Do you think that they were taken from their home?
Yeah, did they just burn up?
Did they perish in the fire?
Yeah, there you go. That's a nicer way to say it.
Did they burn up?
Did they burn up?
I don't know. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Go to our Facebook, let us know there, our Instagram, wherever you want to let us know.
And let us know how our new setup is.
Yeah, did we sound better?
Yeah, we don't plan on holding them forever, just for now.
Yeah, just for now. We have some pretty cool things in the works for like our setup and how we're gonna be set up.
Yeah.
But we're stepping up in the world. Our audio's hopefully better. It sounds better to us. So,
sorry if there's any like mic noise from holding it.
Huh?
I said sorry if there's any mic noise from like holding it.
Oh yeah.
But
there's been several times I caught myself like, you're moving and you didn't say anything, but it wasn't enough to be like,
yeah.
So I really hope there's no mic. And I do apologize also if you can hear me like chewing on this cough drop because, again, my allergies are killing me and my throat keeps me getting dry. So like I'm just over here like
struggling. Oh, sorry if you hear thunder or rain. Anything.
Yeah, the struggle's real for us today.
We're testing these mics today.
We are testing them. That is so true.
Yeah. So hopefully everything's good.
Yeah, just let us know.
Yes. So we hope you enjoyed this episode and thank you for listening. And as always, stay curious.
We always do that.
I know.